Happy Sunday afternoon, Blue Demons. Thanks so much for joining us for our Sunday afternoon edition of Get to Know DePaul. Today I'm joined by three of our students who help moderate the Esports program. But before we get started, as you can with any of our sessions, I'd encourage you to check into today's stream by either scanning the QR code pictured here or by clicking the link in the comments. Whether you're watching live or you're watching the recorded video, you can check in anytime between now and September 11th for your chance to win one of our Lincoln Park stainless steel map water bottles. So just check in, you'll log in with your Campus Connect credentials, and then you will have the chance to win one of our bottles. And you can check in for all 28 streams that we're doing, which you can find all of those right on the Den website. But we will go ahead and get started. Tom, Matt, Alex, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thanks so much for having us.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
So this will be a fun one because for our viewers who might be watching, I have the opportunity to work with our esports program directly. I'm the main staff administrator for esports. So I asked our crew here to join in so that we could do a deep dive into esports a little bit further, and for especially new students to get to know the program and really what we have planned here. So before we dive into all of that, though, how about we start with introductions? So team, tell us who you are, what year in school you are, what your major is, and why you chose to come to DePaul. So Tom, we'll start with you.
Okay, my name is Tom Zanowski, and I'm a senior majoring in computer science with focus in software development. And I'm from Schiller Park, so I'm right next to the O'Hare Airport, so it's right off the blue line, the end of it. And I guess one of the reasons why I came to DePaul was because the CS program I've heard was very good. It was close to home because I miss my family all the time, and the campus visit really had an impact on me, and I almost got almost tricked by the defrag name. I thought it was a Counter-Strike club, and it actually ended up just being a gaming club. So that was even before DePaul Esports was a thing. So that really brought me here to DePaul.
That's great. Matt, how about you go next?
So my name is Matt. I'm a senior at DePaul, and my major is in psychology. I hail from a small town of Barrington, which is about 45 minutes north of Chicago, though I've spent quite a few time in Barrington as well. So one of the biggest things, or I've spent a lot of time in Chicago as well, is what I meant to say. So one of the big things that drove me to DePaul was just the general atmosphere of campus. Being intertwined with the city, I feel gives you a lot of perspective and being able to interact with so many different kinds of people, and you get to experience the whole city lifestyle, which was still really foreign to me when I first got to DePaul. And it really struck a chord with me with my first couple times visiting, and it just made me feel right at home from the get-go. So that combined with a really strong psychology program, obviously a really great gaming scene, as we could see here, it just felt like a perfect fit for me.
That's great. Thanks for sharing, Matt. And Alex.
Sure. Hey, everyone. My name's Alex. I'm originally from upstate New York. Everyone hears New York and they think of the Big Apple, but I was really further upstate and much more rural, in the middle of the woods, really. I currently am a senior studying computer science at DePaul. I came to DePaul because when I visited it, I fell in love with the city of Chicago and also just the CDM school itself. I really enjoyed it, and I like that there seemed to be a club or just some way that anyone can get involved, no matter what their interest is. And I really enjoyed the school and kind of the atmosphere that it provided.
Great. Well, thanks, guys, for sharing a little bit about that. So for those of you that might be new to our stream, what we do in each of the Get to Know DePaul sessions is we do a deep dive to talk about programs, resources, and services that students are going to have available to them. So we are here today to do the same for esports. So one of the things that really makes our program unique is that we really focus on a multitude of different experiences, but the way that you all see them is really in three ways. So first, the gaming center, which is located in our Loop campus, then our focusing on our community development and community play, and then finally our competitive teams. So I'm going to ask the guys here to share a little bit about it. So Alex, how about we start with a little bit of an overview of the gaming center?
Sure, sounds great. So the DePaul Gaming Center is located in the Loop campus. We're in DePaul Center Concourse level C101. So it's kind of right through the Barnes & Nobles and right down the escalator. You really can't miss it. It has huge windows, and you'll be able to see the PCs from outside. During regular hours, we would be open Monday to Friday, and we have 4 consoles, 2 PS4s, and 2 Nintendo Switches, as well as 12 Alienware PCs. They all have 1070s in them, as well as two 240Hz monitors. So it's really like an awesome experience to game there. Super low latency. Just everything is really smooth. Additionally, with that, we allow any DePaul student can just come in and while we're open and come play a game. For some of the PC games, they will have to own a copy, but I think it's only 1 or 2 games as of now. Some of the game titles that we do hold are stuff like Fortnite, League of Legends, Hearthstone, Rocket League, Overwatch. We have Super Smash, and we have all the EA Sports titles, as well as a few more here and there. Additionally, we also host events. So every now and then there's going to be an event that you can come stop by. There might be food. It might be like a tournament kind of thing with a viewing party. It's just a really fun time. Kind of when classes are going on, I find myself stopping in there quite often. Just if you have like an hour or 2 free in the day, it's like a great place to have a good sense of community and just come and have some laughs and play some games. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Great. Thanks, Alex. And some of our students, hopefully at this point, a lot of our students have heard, unfortunately this fall with the reduced footprint on campus, we are not going to be able to open the gaming center when classes begin this week, but we are going to be constantly evaluating to determine if we're at a point that we can safely reopen. So our goal, obviously, we know the gaming center is really one of the great places for community building and community development, especially for our gaming students. So our goal is to get the doors open as soon as we can. So we'll be evaluating it throughout the quarter to determine if we can do it, if and when we can safely do it. But be sure to follow us in our Discord and on social media. We'll be posting updates and announcements about it there. But then obviously another large part of our community, or our large part of our program, is our community building and our community development. So Matt, can you walk us through a little bit about what that looks like?
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the most memorable parts about esports is the fact that it brings so many different people together. It brings people from like completely different like walks of life, completely different, countries, even states, cities, what have you. And people will be able to connect over this one like passion that they have, in gaming, and more specifically in the specific route of competition. And with at DePaul University, that is by no means any exception. As a matter of fact, I'd say that at DePaul we're able to like really foster and treasure that community aspect for all the different like events that we host, for all the different games that we get to play. We're able to bring together so many different people. We're able to be able to share knowledge about different games with each other, be able to like teach each other how to play, be able to get each other practice, whether it's like in a game that you would play in person or one that's online. And it's just a generally really great place. It's just a generally really great place to be able to learn about the games you want to be better at, as well as use competition to get to know people in a way that you would never be able to otherwise.
Yeah, and I think a great part of our community building is this almost this marriage of our student organizations and the programs and services that our program puts together. So some of those things that Matt's talking about when we've been in our traditional in-person environment have been things like our pop-up gaming lounges. Last year we did a Beat Saber tournament. We did a esports night at one of the men's basketball games. Matt would host some different types of programs in Lincoln Park as well. So those have been a traditional part of our program and our in-person experience in years past, along with the support of the student organization community. And obviously we're now going into about our 3rd year of our formal program. So we're constantly working on how can we best support our orgs. And even, you can ask the guys, we have a weekly Tuesday night meeting and we talk about how can we support our gamers and our esports community in the best way that we can. But our student organizations are a really robust part of the gaming community. We've had Overwatch in the past that's joining with the FPS org in the future. Our Smash group has competed, it organizes as a student org called D Smash. I've heard a little bit about DFrag. We've got all of these different student organizations. I think at our peak, we typically have around 12 or 13 gaming related organizations at DePaul. So all of these groups come together to, again, have this really robust experience. So students can gather with a like interest in that realm, like Matt talked about, to compete. And then obviously, so our third part of our program here are the competitive teams. So Tom, do you want to talk a little bit further about what that experience looks like?
Yeah, of course. So we have competitive teams in games such as League, Rocket League, Overwatch, Smash, Counter-Strike, and many more that, of course, you could imagine, right? And really, how our competitive teams they form is there's interest, right? So, for example, for Overwatch, in the first year of DePaul Esports, it was primarily League and Rocket League and Smash that were around. But as the program grew, more and more interest came for certain games, and that's how sort of these teams form at DePaul, right? And or communities alongside with those teams, right? And for example, tournaments that our players compete in are like Big East, the Big East tournament, TESPA, Collegiate Star League, various university hosted opportunities such as like college showdowns or universities working with their sponsors to get tournaments rolling. And it's not even just players that participate in this. You have team staff roles, the admins that help organize all of these events. Even in some cases within collegiate, you see even production teams producing the whole tournament themselves. So it's kind of like with our competition, right? It's like nationwide competition against other universities, typically for like a prize pool sponsored by X brand, right? And that's what we're involved with, and it's growing tremendously. And we're excited to have you here involved with us.
Tom, one of our viewers will be very happy. They were giving us a comment to make Tom speak. So I'm not sure if you know who they are, but
yeah, there's friendly Moan over there.
Yeah. Yeah. So for any of our viewers, if you do have any questions or comments or just want to say hi, feel free to post those in the comments as well. Happy to get any questions answered that people may have. So, with our gaming center open, obviously we know fall is going to look quite a bit different. So first, actually, Tom, you're talking a little bit about the competitive teams. I'd ask first, let's keep rolling on that for a minute. So Tom and Alex, would you mind talking a little bit about what you're doing for the coordinated tryout effort?
Right. Yeah. So this month we'll be announcing our tryouts, which should be around mid-September. And for that, we have numerous esports that we believe have interest here at DePaul, and even we're looking to interest check other esports that could be involved in this school year. And a lot of that news is coming soon to all of our students that are interested in competing and being a part of the teams in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, absolutely. And we kind of want to balance off that and say, with everything being remote and it can kind of be difficult to meet people in these times, I think those tryouts are like a great opportunity. Even if you're maybe not like the A1 top of the line player, just kind of getting involved in the community, meeting people, that have similar passions to you is always a great step.
Yeah, and there's plenty of opportunity to grow as well. I mean, I've been playing for 2 years, and like the growth our team and other teams at DePaul I've seen is like tremendous.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, and a lot of our organizations and groups really do have a system and structure, which you'll hear more about through this process, where they might have a varsity level team, and then they'll have other, JV. The word is failing me, Tom. That Overwatch.
The club teams.
Academy, yeah. Academy teams, yeah. So they'll have these tiers and these levels for people to engage. So it's definitely a great experience to take part of, because even if you don't make that varsity team, you still get to engage and be part of this community, because that's what this is all about, right? It's making connections, finding people to so that you can participate in activities with other people that have a common interest. So with this, I'd also be remiss if we didn't talk a little bit about our DePaul Gaming League, right? So when we turn to our virtual environment, obviously, esports have been talking about the potential launch of a DePaul Gaming League for quite some time. But back in March, when we decided to go remote, Matt, Alex, and I were really the three that were, talking about it to try and keep keep it going here. Tom recently joined the team, but we formally launched the DePaul Gaming League in the spring, and it. Through the spring and then into the summer, we hosted a variety of different tournaments. But we really found that the summer structure worked pretty well and had quite a bit of engagement. So we're planning to head into that for this fall too. So Matt, Alex, do either of you care to talk a little bit more about what'll be available for engagement for the DePaul Gaming League?
Yeah, absolutely. So I guess to give like a brief overview on what the DePaul Gaming League is for, or at least what it means to students that are interested. Basically, it is a series of different, I guess you could say like a series of different open series tournaments for a host of different kinds of games that are featured as teams or just generally related esports as part of DePaul Esports. So, and this comes with like a good balance between like console and PC games as well. So as a result of that, you'll get your regular standbys like League of Legends, Rocket League, Overwatch, and more recently Valorant, which has definitely picked up a lot of steam over the summer break. And even on the console side, we have games like Super Smash Brothers, which have been popular here for a long time now and have been well affiliated with DePaul Esports, as well as something that you might not expect might be a little bit different, like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and or maybe even other games like FIFA, if you're into that. So there's a lot of different games here, and we have different prizes lined up as well. It's a great way to get involved, even if you're not trying to be on like one of the top varsity teams. If you just want to play and you want to be able to try and get involved, start to try to meet other people that might be on some of the teams, it's an excellent way to do so. And it's going to be bigger and better than ever before this semester than it's been for the past two. So very exciting.
I agree. Looking out ahead, it's very exciting. So I won't say the exact names or the exact dates. They're still a little tentative, but from the end of September roughly to the beginning of November, we hope to be facilitating these tournaments yet again, somewhat weekly. And they're a great time just to stop by, have some fun. And even if you can't play the game maybe that night, you can always check us out on Twitch TV/DePaul Esports. And most of them, if not all of them, will be streamed live. So that'll always be a good time as well.
Yeah. Well, and that's one of the ways I think that the feedback that we've been getting is that students enjoy playing and participating in them. They wish that they were a little bit more polished. So we're actually partnering this quarter with iPlay Games, and they're going to have them fully produced, fully polished with shoutcasters every single week. So I'm really excited to see how those turn out and look. And I think it'll be a really special experience for our students that get to play as well. So great. So, oh my goodness, Discord. I was like, what was the next thing I wanted to talk about? Our Discord, because obviously, Discord is a spectacular resource and a spectacular way for us to stay connected. And we're working on a little bit of an overhaul for it, but I'm curious if you guys could talk a little bit more about how we utilize our Discord, what students can expect to find in it as well.
Sure, I could go ahead and talk about this. So just kind of like a very brief talk about Discord. So Discord is kind of just kind of a hub for us where you can talk. There's text channels and voice channels. You can post pictures, post memes, anything like that. Of course, all school appropriate. But yeah, Discord's like a great hub for us in these virtual times. As soon as you go to our discord.gg/DePaul Esports, you'll be able to have an access to like an array of different channels that might interest you. Things from like general, just having discussions about what might be going on at the same time, to stuff like support. Maybe you're looking to get help from a mod or someone in a higher level of one of the competitive teams or something. Additionally, it gives you a place to show off your stream, show off your show off your stream and show off your game highlights, clips that you might have, as well as looking for groups where you can meet other players that might be interested in playing a game at the same time as you, as well as just useful information. So from the Discord, we also try to get most of our announcements out to a large amount of people. And I think, Matt, maybe we could go a little bit more into detail with that.
Yeah, absolutely. So even if you're not, even if the idea of just jumping into the Discord server and just chatting with people isn't quite your thing, maybe you're not quite ready for that yet. Even then, like joining the Discord is still an excellent way to get connected with what's going on with DePaul Esports, because every week on Mondays, there's a weekly post about like a bunch of announcements about like all the different events that are going on for that given week in DePaul Esports, all the different online events we're going to be hosting, any sort of like live streams that you could catch over the week. And it is an excellent way to be able to just stay directly in the know on what's going on in DePaul Esports and the best ways you can get involved. So there's going to be the Discord server for that, as well as an email newsletter, which you can get involved in through D-Hub. Once you set up your account on D-Hub, once you join the DePaul Esports group, you can be able to opt into the newsletter, so you can get it that way as well. So very easy to stay connected, although absolutely recommend that you join either like the Discord server or you hop into the group on D-Hub.
Yeah, and like Matt said, it's a great place to stay in the know. Kind of even beyond the announcements, every time like a new game comes out, or like there's like a big major announcement within esports, there's almost always like a dialogue about it in our general chat. So definitely a great place to get involved. And kind of stemming beyond our DePaul Esports Discord, we also have Discords for different organizations within esports. I don't know if Tom wanted to talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, of course, I could talk about that. So even like before DePaul Esports was a thing, right? There was like the DePaul League of Legends Club, the DePaul Smash Club, Defrag, right? So all these organizations are already pre-established. So there's like if you join our DePaul Esports Discord, there's a list of DePaul Discords that you can like look at, and it's basically like concentrated communities on certain things. So like for example, there's one for Rocket League, there's one for League of Legends, there's one for FPS, which includes games like Valorant, Overwatch, Counter-Strike, Rainbow, Call of Duty, and like so many other groups, even like for board games and etc., that you could join and stay involved with.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. There's definitely a bunch of different communities and discords. I'm personally super involved in the Rocket League one. So since Rocket League is my game, I'm in like the DePaul Rocket League server constantly, and there's just always like a bunch of news, and you can get to know the team and a bunch of stuff. It's a lot of fun. So yeah, kind of to wrap things up, like I said, Discord is kind of the hub of our virtual communication here. A lot of friendly people there. Definitely take a look at it. Again, it's discord.gg/DePaul Esports.
Yeah. And I think one of the things that also makes our Discord pretty unique, we have this introductions channel. So you can go in and get to know people. I know that there's a multitude of different ways that students at DePaul can get to know other students at DePaul. Like there's the Facebook class of pages, and there's a lot of Snap groups and different things. The great part, obviously, about the Discord page is you're going to meet other gamers, right? You're going to meet other gamers with like interests. You'll be able to find people to play pickup games with. You'll be able to find out more about the student organizations, all of those different things. So I would definitely encourage students to go in, join, look around a little bit. Part of our overhaul is also we're looking at other types of events that we can do and how we can leverage the channel for a little bit of communication. If you go in today, you may see Matt recently hosted a tabletop simulator gathering in the general chat. So you're going to start seeing more stuff like that come out of our Discord as well. Well, great, guys, thank you so much for taking the time to join us today. As we kind of round out the interview here, we've got a lot of first-year students and new to DePaul students who have been watching these interviews. So I'm curious if you could just share with them some advice, either that is related to being a gamer at DePaul or that's just related to being a general student.
Yeah, I could share sort of like my account. So, of course, this year, due to coronavirus, you're not going to get, that experience that I might have had as like a freshman here at DePaul. But like I have to tell you, at least like everyone at DePaul is super nice, and like with everything being online, you won't be able to like see that exactly as I did. But just be like outgoing and like talk to people. Like you definitely won't regret it. Esports is like a great way to connect with students, and like even if you don't know how to do something, right, or if you like there's a game that interests you, but you don't feel like, oh, I'm not good enough or something like that, like just don't think that way, right? Because we're all here in college to grow, whether it's academically or like as a person or anything, right? So just know that everyone's welcome, and whether you're here to have fun or just compete and make it to the top, like you're welcome.
Yeah, and for me, I would kind of bounce off that a little bit and also say, you just really get involved. I mean, for me, it took me a while to really start to get involved in clubs and organizations that interested me, and I really regret that. I wish I got more involved earlier. So like I said, I mean, don't be shy about it. Really, everyone is so friendly at DePaul. Everyone will like welcome you with open arms. Additionally, I wanted to bring up kind of competing on a team like with school and balancing that all out. It can be difficult balancing it out, but I think the number one thing is just like remember, like have a lot of fun with it. I mean, some of my best experiences so far in my college career have been competing with the Rocket League team and having like some awesome moments that I don't think I could have ever had otherwise. So yeah, definitely just get involved where you can, enjoy yourself and have fun with it.
Yeah, I mean, you guys took the words right out of my mouth. But I guess that just goes to show like how great it is of the community we have here. And I mean, that just goes into the advice that I would give, which is just like, don't be afraid to try something new, especially to like some of our incoming freshmen that are like coming in from like maybe a public schools or like their own like private or like their own private hometown high school. Like this is going to be a completely different experience. Like we have such a great community in esports, and even outside of esports, there's so many great ways that you can get to know other people, get to explore some of the things that you're really passionate about beyond just your academics. So just don't be afraid to give something a try. If something's been interesting you for a long time, then I mean, by all means, you should try and pursue it. You never know what you'll find in it. You could find a lifelong passion through it. So by all means, just give something new a try.
And as I guess like something I always think about is like the traditional college experience, right? Like going to like the football game or the basketball game. Like now it's very hard to get that experience. So maybe getting behind like, supporting collegiate esports or even like any scene that you're interested in would be something great to go behind.
Yeah. So, guys, thank you all so much for taking the time to join us today. Really, really appreciate it. For those of you watching, if you didn't have a chance to check into our stream at the front end, be sure to either scan the code pictured here or log in through the link in the chat feature as well. You'll log in with your Campus Connect credentials for that chance to win one of our stainless steel bottles. As you may know, Get to Know DePaul is part of our Welcome Week series. So between August 26th and September 11th, we've got about 165 events taking place. So you can see that full listing of events at welcomeweek.depaul.edu. There you'll be able to see everything from the schedule for Get to Know DePaul to our evening events to what's going on come the first day of classes. We'll be back tomorrow morning with Get to Know DePaul with the Center for Students with Disabilities. So you'll be able to catch those live at 11 a.m. on Student Involvement and ResEd's Facebook pages. So then in the interim, if you have any, or we also have a couple other events going on that we want to make sure that they're on your radar. So first tonight, we're going to be doing Lincoln Park, or talking with Haunted Chicago and talking about the haunted side of Lincoln Park. So you can catch that live stream at OSI, DAB, and ResEd's Facebook pages. Then on Tuesday, we're doing a paint and palette. So you have 3 ways that you have the potential to participate in this event. If you're a student in quarantine, you can fill out the form to have your supplies delivered to your room. If you're in Lincoln Park, you can pick it up from the Office of Student Involvement between 1 and 5 p.m. on Tuesday. Or if you're a student who's doing classes remotely this year, you can also request to have that kit delivered to you. So you can find all of the information and the direct links on OSI's social media. So if you just go to @DPU Involvement, you'll be able to find it all there. And then finally, next Wednesday, we've got at least finally for what I'm talking about is the Welcome Week Remix. So this is a video DJ dance party that you can join in and request songs for this like live music experience. So it'll be online, but you also can experience it in Quarterly Commons from 7 to 9 p.m. as well. So I laughed a little bit as I was presenting here because prior to this interview, I had sent the guys some questions for things that we would potentially talk about. And one of the questions was what your favorite food place is. And they're posting in the comments that they want to share. So we'll end on that note. So who wants to share about your favorite place to eat around campus before we log off?
I guess I'll start. I guess from the Loop campus, my number one, I guess like kind of low key place that I really enjoyed was like, there's this place called the Berghoff Restaurant that's like 2 blocks away from campus. And rather than the restaurant, there's like a cafe that's open from like 11 to like 2 p.m. every like weekday. And I've loved going there with like my friends from school. It's been a great place to hang out. And it's like very, like, I guess not really visible to everyone. So it's not really attended as much, but I think it's a great place to hang out. Hopefully we can all go there sometime after the quarantine is up. But another place in Lincoln Park was, I mean, I might get like attacked for this, but I love Pequot's Pizza. I know there's plenty of deep dish places in Chicago, but
you stole it from me. That's what I was gonna say.
And they have a great lunch special. It's what, like $5 or $6, and you get like a personal pizza and a Pepsi too.
Yeah.
All right, Matt, you go because he took mine.
Yeah, sure thing. Well, I guess I'll keep the pizza trend going. As far as Lincoln Park goes, since that's where I've probably spent the most time, as far as just trying out the different foods around campus, I am a big fan of Home Slice. It's a little bit of a walk compared to just going right to the CTA station. However, Home Slice is really, really great. They have all sorts of different the pizza options over there. I'm not quite sure, just because I haven't been out there in a little while. I'm not quite sure what their policies are on whether they're open, what their hours are, if they do delivery or pickup. But by all means, just keep an eye out for it, because as soon as it becomes accessible to you, just give it a shot. You won't regret it.
Yeah,
I can say yes to all those things. They have pickup, delivery. You can eat outside of it too right now too as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, that's incredible. I need to go down there. I get to check it out again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for me, I don't know. I would say in terms of a chill hangout place, I really like the downstairs of Beatrix. It's literally right next to the Loop campus. They have a really cool downstairs area where you can study, work. They also have mini deep dish pizzas. I do think Pequod's is a little bit better, but in terms of a hangout place right on campus, it's an awesome place to study a little bit.
Yeah. And man, all three places that you talked about, I mean, I like pizza too, but they all have a really great pizza special, because Beatrix, it's I don't remember, it was either $2 off or 50% off their pizzas from 3 to 5 or 4 to 6 or something.
It's a great deal. Yeah, I think it's $2 or $3 off, and it's right when DePaul classes transition. So it's a great place to stop by very quick between classes.
Yeah, I think it's the perfect time when people start going to work, and the college students are still there for their night classes, right? So it's a great opportunity to go there and hang out. And, yeah, it's very fast. So unlike Pequod's where you're waiting for a while, it's pretty quick.
Yeah. Well, guys, thanks again for joining us today. To all of our viewers, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us again, either via Discord, or you can shoot us an email and we can direct you that way as well. But we will see you all tomorrow. Bye-bye, everybody.
All right. See ya.
See you guys.
I hope to see you all around.